How you doing, Cookout Crew? It is Big T and...
I'm Big T.
No, I'm Big T.
Big T. All right, you Big T.
All right. It's Ty and...
Tony.
And we are on a road trip with... Little Tony. Woo! We are headed up to Greenville for college orientation, and this is rare that y'all see my husband driving. Not only is it rare, but he has driven 3 out of the 4 hours that it's going to take for us to get there. So let's give him a round of applause. Tony, give your dad a round of applause. Yay! You got anything you want to say?
I'm the safest driver in the house. That's why people don't talk about my driving a lot, because it's not really like, it's not fancy. There's no, extra stuff, no pizzazz. I'm just safe.
Like I said, we're about an hour out. We'll probably check back in here in a little bit whenever he decides to feed us, because we are hungry. Famished. At this point, I will take Domino's pizza.
Domino's. Don't slander Domino's. Some people on here might like Domino's. I don't know. Do y'all mess with Domino's?
I even take Little Caesars.
Give me Domino's. Up here at ECU, taking this one to orientation. What you need? Jacket?
Should I bring it?
Yeah, just in case. It might be cold in there. It might be cold inside. Knucklehead.
Don't slam my door.
She mad because we at the hotel they actually had a decent free breakfast and we indulged. My wife made me a waffle. She made herself a waffle. Hash browns. But she in a rush to get to the school because it said between 8 and 10 and we get here at 8:40 and she's mad. So a part of this whole orientation thing, they gave us lunch. Lunch was included. I didn't give it to us because we paid to be here, didn't we? Didn't we pay a fee for all of this? But anyway, got the vegetarian option. Wifey went through there, hit me with the Aquafina. If y'all know me, how I am about water, not my favorite water. You know what I'm saying? So I got my own water. But gave me some pasta salad. You're gonna see. I like pasta salad. I actually do. It's one of my favorite things. Got some kettle cooked chips. If you know me, you know I love kettle cooked chips. So shout out to my pops, who I just got off the phone with. Shout out to my pops, man. He worked for Lance for a long time, and he used to always get us these kettle cooked chips. Got some fruit, pack of mayonnaise. Throw that away because I hate mayonnaise. And got a cookie. I'm not the big cookie guy, unless it's oatmeal raisin. And then we got a veggie wrap. Kind of scared of this, to be honest. Kind of scared. But we gonna see. All right, so we officially back at the hotel without Tony. No Tony. Thank God.
No Tony.
In a good way. Like, I'm thankful to God for her. But after sitting through about, 6 hours? 6 to 7 hours?
We did 10 to 4:30.
10 to 4:30.
So 6.5 hours.
Of just a bunch of, I would say it was like kind of like drinking water from a water hose. You know what I'm saying? Just a lot, nonstop. But vital information, kids going to college, learned a lot, man. I sat in a room and I just thought about like how God has really taken us to this point where it's happening. She is a first generation college student, and she's our last child to leave the house, you know, so super, super happy about that. But how would you say the experience was just walking into college overall?
Overwhelming.
Yeah, take the mic. Talk to the people.
I would say that the overall experience walking into ECU was overwhelming because there are people, parents and students everywhere. And everybody's trying to figure it out. Everybody's trying to get information to figure out what's next, what they didn't do, what they did do. And I think they asked us today what was something that we felt and how do we feel like our children felt.
Yeah,
you remember
like
that question?
One word to describe how you feel, and one word to describe how you think your child is feeling right now.
So my word of how I felt was anxious, and my word to describe my child was excited.
We agreed on excited. I said excited for Tony too.
Did you
I know,
really?
and we didn't even share that. Like, there's no cap.
This is the first time we're talking about it.
Because they told us to think about it. They didn't tell us to write it down. We didn't discuss it ourselves.
Right.
My word for myself at that time was I was tired because I was dozing off.
I
was sleepy.
You were not
sleepy. Sleepy was the word. And then after they started talking about it, I was like, dang, I said sleepy. That don't describe like how I feel about my daughter going to college. But I was sleepy, man. I'm not used to like sitting down in meetings and auditoriums like comfortably, like my body at ease. And I had drunk three shots of espresso in my drink, and it did the opposite. Had the opposite effect on me. Like it did not like work in my favor at all.
Something else I wanted to point out is the fact that, you know, as parents, you want your children to go to school for something that they are passionate about. But I must say, in 2025, what may work now may not be what works in 2029 when she graduates. So choosing a career or choosing to go to school for a certain major is important. What would you say?
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree. I think I completely agree with that. I think like from somebody who didn't go to college, give me a second, y'all. From somebody who didn't go to college like myself, like I didn't, you know, I'm not gonna say I didn't have the opportunity. I'm pretty sure like I could have went if I would have did what I was supposed to do when I was supposed to do it at that time. And I can still go today, right? You know, that stuff never stops. But I think that, you know, you have to get into an industry nowadays, you know, that speaks to you being able to not just survive, but thrive out here in this world. And I think that while you want to be passionate about whatever you're doing, life is still real and bills are still real. And, you know, for kids that have to pay back student loans and things like that, you know, for kids that are blessed that may not have to pay back student loans or some that, like, you're going to need to be making some money. And the reality is, if you step out into this world today and you're making less than, just depends, man, on what your target is. But I would say if you ain't getting out of school and like getting into an arena where you're making at least six figures, it's gonna be hard. Like, you know, it's gonna be really hard for you to live the way you want to live and have the right debt to income ratio. And, you know, it's just a lot to think about, you know. And so I'm hearing a lot of these kids talk about what they were doing and what they were going for. And some of the kids that were there, that are already enrolled in school, talking about their majors and stuff like that. I started looking up these careers and how much money they making. I'm like, that ain't bad.
Not bad at all.
$130K a year off a 4-year degree. That's not bad. We improvising because somebody did not bring the SD card for the mic. So luckily, guess who did pack their Rode mics, the OGs, that was purchased by my wife when I started my YouTube channel and I transitioned to some new mics, some better mics, because I had some cheap mics and the audio wasn't that good. And so she gifted me these and I've taken care of them. I even had them in the case.
Shocking.
Even had them in the case. So we driving down the road and she pulls out the camera and she like, I don't got the SD card. I was like, Tony, reach in my bag. It was a proud moment. It's like, Tony, reach in my bag and see if my mic's in there. Look on the other side. Is they in there? She threw them right there.
So this entire video is being recorded on our iPhones.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we pivoted.
Yep.
Hey.
The video got to drop on Friday, like we said.
Drop.
So we're going to give it to y'all.